Right, my fellow swingers, we are back. I probably should not say fellow swingers, but we are back with Swing Notebook Series episode 3. And this week is kind of a continuation on last week's struggles that we were working on. I kind of like the Swing Notebook Series because it's a good eval of like how the week actually went. I think there's weeks where you feel like you were the best hitter in the world, and if you actually look at your stats, it humbles you. And there's weeks where you feel like you were the worst hitter in the world, and the stats actually show that you weren't, right? And this week felt like one of the worst weeks that I've had. And I went back and checked the stats, and it wasn't as bad as I was thinking. It's just more so the feel right now, right? Like I'm all right with overanalyzing and being pretty particular about my swing and the things that we want to fix right now and the things we want to focus on. And if it's not perfect, it's not perfect. And this is the time period where everything needs to start being perfect. Everything needs to start like dialing in, because when we get to the season, you can't be focusing on all of these things or you're going to get yourself out. And right now, honestly, I feel like I am getting myself out, but I'm all right with getting myself out right now as I'm working on things, as I'm trying new different swings out, different drills out, different like feels of my swing. This is my time period to do these things, and I'm pretty actually happy with myself committing with the trial and error process right now, instead of just like going back to the swing that I know works in certain situations. And I think it's going to lead to big growth. But we were 45 for 59 on the week, which is solid. I would rather be at the 800 plus mark, but I think that puts us at like 770, 780 for the week. But the swing, I'm stuck between two swings right now. The dippy baseball swing and the cut swing that we are working on and feeling good with. Again, when I talk about all this stuff, you need to be an adaptable hitter when it comes to the game, right? Like there are going to be short pitches that you trigger on that you just need to go get, and you can't like focus on keep the back shoulder high and like try to go do those things in the game. You just need to go hit the ball. But when we're analyzing stuff, that is where we can go back down a break and like, how can we be better? How can we continue to work on these things? And that's the process here. So right now, when that short pitch comes, one, I shouldn't be triggering at the short pitch. I talked to Kyle, I talked to Kyler Irvine, I talked to Dan, and I got two good pieces of advice. Kyle was big about my pitch selection and reaching for those short pitches, especially in HitTrax. Like sometimes the pitchers just, HitTrax and dome ball is one pitch. You'll see a couple swings in dome ball where it's just like, dude, there was nothing you could do with that ball. The pitcher apologized as soon as he pitched it. Nothing you do, right? You got to swing. It's one pitch. But in HitTrax, you get 5 pitches to swing at, and I'm definitely triggering it on short pitches to try and hit a home run or just like show off some exit velo. But it's definitely collapsing that back shoulder rather than staying tall and driving through the ball. The second thing that they talked about is staying tall and driving through the ball and the posture aspect side of it. So I'm keeping that back shoulder and back hip away from each other. Dan had me try this slantboard drill where I put my back hip on a slantboard. It really had me give me a good feel of like staying tall in that swing, and it's something that I'm hoping to take forward this week. But without further ado, let's get to some of these dome ball swings here. I gotta move this here so I can press play. I've been messing this up. If I press spacebar, it really jacks up the swing here. So we got dome ball here. Nice little high pitch here. This is a swing that I am liking a lot. That higher pitch, I'm matching the plane, driving middle here. I'm actually been doing a really nice job of hitting this ball and performing well on the taller pitch, which is something that is kind of rare, but we're 1 for 1 here. This pitch, a little bit short, a little bit outside. This is where I get into this stride, right? So got to stride to go get the ball. I actually don't mind this one as much. The back shoulder is a little bit farther away from that back hip. I'm not completely collapsing. I drive through. I lift the barrel instead of driving. I think I can do a better job of staying sideways and going down on that ball. But the initial positioning isn't bad there. Send this one into the dome, and we have, I think we get a dome ball hit here. Being able to go through. I'm scared to press my space bar. This pitch is, this is a shit pitch. This is G. We threw him in here because we were up by a bunch. This pitch is about 7 feet outside, and there's just nothing you do with that pitch other than yell at your pitcher there. So not the best. Pretty pissed about that one. But this is one that we're looking for right here. Nice over the plate, staying tall, driving through that ball and getting all the way around. That is a nice swing. That is one we are looking for. We hammered that ball into the gap. I think we got a double on that one. Another little short pitch here. drop it in there. The short pitch is the tough one in dome ball, but I'm still rolling over it instead of like cutting underneath it. I think on the short pitch, I should really focus on like really overemphasize. On the tall pitch, if I emphasize hitting the bottom of the ball, that's where I get the pop up. But I think on the short pitch, if I emphasize bottom of the ball, because right now I'm so far on top of the ball trying to drill it, I think if I get the bottom of that ball, I can still get a good lift on that one. Really not much else to do on that swing other than attack the bottom of the ball. But I think we get to first with our elite speed here, so that's not that bad. This is one we sent to the moon. Again, a little bit of a higher pitch. We're doing a good job on the pitch when it's high, so that's something to work on. I should probably do some little bit more low T drills, but it makes sense. I've been doing a ton of high T drills. I'm keeping that posture really well on this high pitch, not dipping, which is nice, and driving through there. That's nice. That's a good swing right there. So dome ball's going good so far. And then we do this. This was a nasty play. I got to show this. Look at this. I was trying to go middle. They're playing a 4-man in this dome, which is unbelievably frustrating because this dome is like 170 feet in the outfield, so there's no gap. So I was just trying to drive the ball at my pitcher because the pitcher is on my team. He's going to get out of the way, hit that middle spot nice. Obviously, I want to hit that better than like Amish Juding that, but put it in the spot. Watch this play. He gets it here and glove flips the 2 on this for the play at 2. It was a nasty play, and he catches it with his glove and presses the bag with the glove. These guys were on one this week. We actually lost this game. This is our first dome ball loss to a team that's like 500. But every time we play this team, the first game of the season, they have our number. But this was them all night. They were gross. It was a cool play. That was sweet on defense. But they were doing that shit to us all night. Then we got I think we have a home run here. Get the barrel to the ball. That's a good little turn. That top hand staying through, kind of crush that ball there. That's a good one. I like that one. This one. What do I do on this one? A little bit of a shorter pitch, trigger just a little bit early, and then rolling over. Again, rolling over that short pitch. And in dome ball, or on HitTrax, in the short pitch, I'm elevating to the moon. So in dome ball, when I get that short pitch, I should focus on elevating. In HitTrax, I should focus on driving. HitTrax, I should focus on not swinging at that pitch. But that's a short little pitch there. I got to get underneath that ball a little bit better. So that's a good little note to get myself there. Thrown out like a dummy. I think we were 6 for 9 here. Let me see. Yep, 6 for 9 in dome ball with 1 win, 1 loss. Then we get to Thursday Night League. Thursday Night League was fun. We were down 8 runs going into the bottom of the 7th inning against one of our rival teams. They were talking a little shit, but it was good fun here. But we were down 8. We had scored 7. We had 1 on with 2 outs, and we got the Papi hack at this ball and win the game. So that was pretty sick. That was one of my favorite swings of the day. Got to walk that game off. Let me see this swing here. I felt like I was peppering some balls in BP. Collapsing that shoulder, all right? So I was going for a home run here. I was just daddy hacking this and not really focused on cutting the ball here. I was trying to elevate it, but still collapsing that shoulder to get that elevation, I think, instead of cutting it. But here, I was totally all right with this swing. Smacking that ball in the orbit, walking that game off. That was a sweet little comeback.
That's another one. Let's go.
And then we follow it up with this. I actually think this swing was before, but this was, I think, the first swing of the game. Tried to push an inside pitch. Actually, man, it's just like I'm dropping that back shoulder, losing my posture. I'm creating space for that inside pitch to push it, but I should just stay tall and pull this ball here instead of flaring around. I was crushing the ball in BP, and that was the first swing of the night, and I came back and did that. So this week, I'm going to write this down. First swing of the night, fucking hammered. I think the first swing of HitTrax on Friday, I got myself out too, and I need to be a better first at-bat hitter, and that's something that we need to work on. Then we come back, we hit this one still, losing that posture a little bit, and that's why you get this top spinner, right? Like it's not a cut ball, it's a top spinner. I think I was trying for a home run. I don't really know the situations that we're going for here. Like, it was a good result. Again, good result. We're hammering it, but look at that barrel. Top hands on the ball, and we're rolling. We're fighting that ball off the barrel, and it's top spinning. And I think a lot of that is to do, we're staying patient here. We're staying nice and tall. And then it's like we're creating space, like we're getting beat on that ball. And then instead of trusting it and going to go get it, and we have to fight that ball off that barrel, and you see it roll over. That's one of the best examples. But And it worked there on that high pitch, but so many times this recently has been my rollover swing that I just haven't had before. And it's I mean, it's not a terrible thing to have just based off, because before I didn't have a top hand, but now that we have a top hand, we got to be much more careful about that and work on that posture. Then I tried to adjust and really overcut the ball. So this is what we are going for, right? Like, this is better posture. Back shoulder is away from the bottom hip, and we're attacking down on the ball, and we just miss it, right? So sometimes you just miss the ball. I think this ended up still being a home run. Like, it was a good swing, but you can definitely see like we're cutting just a little bit too early. But this is the swing that we want to commit to and get that cut swing. Obviously, we can make it always look prettier, but that is the cut ball that we're going for. Hit a home run there. This one, again, collapsing to create space for that inside pitch. And again, these are home run swings here, but this is when I get myself in trouble, when I miss it, right? Like, so I want to just be better at cutting that ball. We're doing a good job staying patient, not collapsing, and then we create space. And again, being an adaptable hitter is part of it, but we want to work on that, and we are top handing through and hitting that bomb there. Let's go. It's goofy. And then I think we came back. We tried to cut this ball, but again, we're collapsing. Same thing. We're opening. Yeah. I think we're 11 for 13 this night. This is the one. Okay, so I roll over this ball. This is a double play ball. I had just walked the game off before. This is the first swing of the second game. They started chirping a little bit. We had a controversial ruling where they didn't start the timer, so we got to start with bases juice the next inning after this swing. They were all butthurt with it. They were talking shit the entire time, and we had to open up after this. So this was our one out of the second game, I think. Actually, no, I jacked thrown out last week, but so we get an out here. We get a double play ball. This is what I'm talking about, though. Tried to hit the home run, got stuck in between, rolled over because we're collapsing that posture, fought that ball off. It had worked previously, but I mean, it's the same exact swing, just missing it a little bit. Instead of cutting it, you roll it over and you get a double play ball here. Get the other team talking shit, and then we have to open up here. So now we are just hitting absolute bombs. I hit 5 bombs in a row here just to shut them up. I think we had like 17 RBIs on them, and it got a little chirpy. We are just talking shit here. Boom. Just laying off on this ball. Boom. I think that one went 390. That was I'm just golf shotting here. I'm just getting super long on that backside and smacking that ball into orbit there. Boom. Just like that. Then the last swing of the night is, this is where I should have been talking shit about. So, in HitTrax, if the 5-man plays on the right side, there is a gap. There's a cheater gap here that you can just roll a ball over. And we were up 24-5 at this point. We did not have to walk them off the second game. And I was just trying to make them rage quit by throwing an Amish Judy in there and just fucking around. And I got snapped off, rightfully so. It was not a great swing, but that's why that swing looks so goofy, is I was just trying to cheat code there. So that's not actually a swing issue. That's just me trying to be a troll and rightfully paying for it. But we went 2-0 on Thursday, won the first one by 1 run, had like an 8-run comeback, 9-run comeback, was pretty sweet, and then won the second one 24-5 after a little shit talking, and we got it done. Then we got Friday HitTrax here. Friday HitTrax was fun. I got 2 of my baseball buddies to come out and play with us, and we put up like 35 runs, or I think it was 25 runs a game. So we were cooking here. My swing was a little off. I felt just a little goofy with everything. These were the last swings of the tournament. I think I have this in inverse order, but same thing that you're seeing here. A lot. I mean, this one's good. Better posture here, collapsing a little bit on that back hip, driving that ball through there, but I just felt a little goofy here. I had just finished cleaning 365 pounds. Oh, I like this swing, actually. That's a good swing. Top hand through. Just finished cleaning 365 pounds and snatching like 260, so my body was absolutely dead. We played till 11:30 at night. We were here forever. Body was a little bit shot, but I think I batted like 778 at this tournament. I kind of like that one. That's a good little cut swing on that push side, on that inside pitch. That's the difference between creating the space and dipping that shoulder and like staying above that ball. That's a good example there. But we had to get the dub here. I got snapped off on that one, which is frustrating because that's a hell of a swing. That ball's peppered right there. That's a home run. That's a good little cutty. This is just underneath the ball on that cutty for a home run. I'd rather keep that one in there, but I kept my posture good there, which is nice. This is just not posture. This is just getting long as possible. I think this is where I'm like trying to hit that home run and just play the game a little bit. And but again, that's that rollover swing when you don't get it. You pepper it when you do get it, but it's a rollover swing when you miss it. That was not good. Same thing, collapsing the posture. Same thing. Not great there. That's a better one. Staying nice and tall. Again, doing a good job of getting that top hand through, but like not really releasing that barrel. I'm not snapping that barrel. I'm rolling that barrel over. It's like a punch. Got to fix that a bit. Yeah, there was a struggle here where I got like 5 outs in like 7 at bats. I was domed up at HitTrax. It was not pretty. Yeah, I sucked. I was missing fucking everything. And I was a little tired, but there was just no excuse for that. I was happy we came back and batted 800, but that was a good swing. I like that one. But there was a struggle bus of a game where I think we had just put up like 25 runs. We were playing a team that was not scoring very many runs, and I kind of took my foot off the gas and was in my head a little bit. But that's a good swing right there. If I can get even a little bit more cutty on that ball's going to be nasty outdoors. See, dude, this is what happens when you drop that posture and you get a little bit too long. You roll it over. So you just got to be so much more perfect when you drop that posture. And then there's just some that are where you're like just pissing on the ball. Like that's even like you're dropping posture a little bit, but it's just not as dramatic. And if I can continue to build that posture, that's going to be so much better. You just missed that ball. There. This is the swing that we want right there. Leg that bat, drive it through, get a little cutty on that. Just got to be more consistent with it. It's a home run, a little bit. That one, I think we just needed a home run here. I was just skadooshing. I should probably ban myself from doing that, but sometimes it's fun. See this is a good pitch. This is the high pitch. Fight it off, create the space, cut that ball to the right side there. That was nice. Ooh, that was a good one. And the frustrating thing about Friday is I started off so hot. Like I think I started off 8 for 8 for the day, and then I think went 7 for 7 the next game, and then just had a 1.5 game spree of just butt cheeks. These are my baseball boys. Got them in here. Just total baseball swings. They were hitting nukes. Ooh, see, like these were the first couple swings of the day. I really thought we were going to crush at bat 900 at this tournament after these couple swings like that. I got that toggle that I was talking about last week. Staying nice and tall, and I think a lot of it's just pitch selection, like, and just staying tall even on the short ones. But like HitTrax, you get 5 pitches, you don't have to do that. This one, it was our 5th pitch, so this is why that one's so goofy. You do only have 5 pitches. This was the 5th one. His first 5 were bad. He got the yips a little bit, and we had to fight that one off. But I'm happy we got inside and we stayed inside and we drilled that ball. That ball was, I think, 102. I think we smacked. Oh, I got lucky on that one. That one dropped in there. That was a little Judy shot. Not pretty. There, and that's the tournament. So we won the tournament on Friday. We went 2-0 on Thursday. We went 1-1 on Wednesday. This week we have Don't Ball on Wednesday and then a tournament on Friday, but no HitTrax League on Thursday because we have Thanksgiving. But things we are going to work on this week: pitch selection and mostly just posture. Keeping that back shoulder away from that back hip and drilling it and drilling it and drilling it. Tyler Irvine said, high tee, rinse and repeat. Don't overthink it. Dan talked about putting a slant board, and I'll put it on the video of using the slant board swings. But continuing that progression of keeping that posture, keeping that tall-like feel, and building it up. And that's the thing. Like, even when we're struggling, a lot of these swings are just significantly better than what we had at this time last year or any time in my softball journey. So it's kind of cool to see the progress, and these hitting journals have been super helpful in that progress and kind of locking in and picking what we need to work on for the week after. So I appreciate you guys watching. Just keep swinging.